Hey, everybody. It is Sadie. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Still Awkward with Sadie. Hope you're doing well on this beautiful Wednesday. This is typical, and I don't want to be old and go into the weather, but this is typical Colorado weather where it was freezing the other day, and today it's getting like hot again. What the fizzle?
I saw it today.
What?
Today would be the average first freeze for us.
Oh.
And it's not even in the forecast.
Isn't that weird? Would you say that's global warming?
I would say it's just the weather trying to make me happy.
Oh, I know you legitimately love nice weather, but
we're
about to go into the depression era.
For me, yeah.
Where it's going to be gray. For me, I see crock pots and candles and football and warmth, just overall warmth. And you see sadness, depression.
I do. But you know what? I'm going to eat it up this weekend. Murph's going to sub on a soccer team, which is going to be good because hers isn't playing. So she's going to sub on one. And then right after that, her and I are going to go to see my alma mater play some college football.
I know. You're going to the Iowa State CU game.
Absolutely. Beat down.
How much are tickets?
$1,742.
Oh, clearly you're lying. Yeah. You know how much shit we could get for $1,742. But I mean, the ticket was about $130 each.
Yeah. I mean, they're all right. And we have to sit with the Cyclones. We can't sit with, the Buffs.
Because you know what? Here's what I worry about. I won't be there because I said for $130, if you just, I'll take $130. I'll miss the game and I'll go get Halloween decorations and that right there, which we'll talk about that soon in a little bit. But I think it's going to be a really fun memory for you two. But I'm like, don't spend $130. I've seen the Cyclones play, and
but you have to watch them.
I
mean, if we lived in Ames, we would have season tickets.
Sure, absolutely, but we don't.
So probably football and basketball.
Yeah, but we live here, and so we just got to catch them when they get here. Just visit.
Do you want to move back to Ames?
Does it make you going on Saturday to the Iowa State CU Boulder game? Will that make you miss Iowa?
100%. I miss Iowa without seeing that stuff. So being there at the Iowa State game, absolutely made me miss it more.
Can I tell you that you have something? This is so dumb. This is so trivial and childish. But you have something on your Facebook that kind of hurts my feelings.
What is it?
It says your name.
Okay.
And then under it says Iowa. And then there's like, when you put, what is that called? Where it's like Iowa and Colorado. And then you put the little half
greater than sign.
Greater than.
It's not greater than.
It is greater than. So you're saying Iowa is greater.
It's an arrow. It's saying Iowa -- and then the which I guess would be the greater than sign, or less than rather. So I went from Iowa arrow to Colorado. That's where I went to.
I think I'm going to put this up on the social media page because I just want to see.
Okay, well, that's how I mean
how people read that, because to me it looks like you're saying.
Okay, do you want to care about how people read it, or do you want to care about what your husband's telling you actually is?
Honestly, how people are reading into this, because then it'll say stuff about our relationship, and I'll just go into a tizzy. Speaking of just such a beautiful relationship, I loved Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne. I feel like they were everybody's parents.
Just didn't know you were going to go down that road.
I'm going to just flip the script on you here. I feel like they just were so wholesome, and they shouldn't have been wholesome. You know what I mean? Like hardcore rocker. He's biting the heads off of bats. He cheated on Sharon like an insane amount.
Okay.
He did an insane amount.
Can I ask, why are we talking about the Osbournes?
Because there's a new documentary that is now out on Paramount Plus. It's called Ozzy and Sharon Coming Home.
So is it, you say it's a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a sanctioned documentary, or is this like, hey, we're making a movie about, or a documentary about them?
No, it's a sanctioned documentary.
So they were part of this.
They were a part of it.
See, I don't know if I like that or not.
Well, it's really sweet, though, because you know what? I'm just going to play a quick clip right now of Ozzy talking about getting older. And I think this just depresses me. So here, now you listen.
It's a fun game of just, I never get to hear.
He says at 69, he felt really good. And then at 70, everything just blew up for him. So I don't know. That's kind of tragic. They also say that in his final his final show that he did with all those rock stars that came together, his family now says that he knew it was not going to be long.
Really?
And he would be gone. I mean, if you notice, the throne that he sat in was actually a wheelchair that they kind of had to move around. And yeah, it was kind of makeshift. He wasn't able to stand. He was able to stand a little bit before that, but he started getting weaker and weaker. And if you think about it, he just was able to get this show in just right under the mark. You know what I mean? And then he passed away. But his family, like his son, Jack Osbourne, came out and said he knew that it was coming to an end. It was the end of the road. And I don't know, just watching the documentary, he looks so old and he sounds so old. And he talks about how he used to exercise all the time. And it just got to a point where he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, but I mean, good for him on the exercising part, but they showed what he was doing exercising on the Osbournes. I wouldn't call it exercising. I would try attempting to exercise.
Oh,
I'm not saying that in a bad way, but in the longevity aspect of it, how you're supposed to do HIIT training and get your heart rate up and whatnot. I don't think Ozzy was getting his heart rate up.
Well, and I would also have to think that by the age of 50, doing that many different types of drugs
catches up to you. It's cumulative.
Because when the Osbournes were on, he was in his 50s.
Which he looked like he was in his 70s.
Which he looked a lot older, but he was only in his 50s and he could hardly walk. He had to use a cane. But that's the drugs for you and the hard living. Listen to this other clip because I didn't know this. And this is scary for all kinds of reasons. Listen to what happened to Ozzy and how he got hurt. It's literally how my dad got hurt.
Just falling?
Felt going to the bathroom at night.
Yeah. That's a common thing.
That's a common thing, like falling down. They say that when you get older, if you fall down, it could be just the end of the road.
And not to get on my high horse again, but you got to do strength training. You got to do core training. You got to do deadlifts. If you don't do that, it catches up to you.
And then you don't know. You may get to 70 and fall and crack like a stick.
But on average, the data says the more you train with those, the less likely you are to fall, the less likely you are to break a hip. It's very important to do that stuff.
So anyway, that is available right now on Paramount Plus. It's called, again, Ozzy and Sharon Coming Home. And I don't think we get Paramount Plus, so I've just been trying to watch the little clips.
No, baby, we've been cutting.
Yeah, I know. We've been cutting everything. First of all, and I will tell you now that we don't have cable, I don't know how to function on the YouTube TV. I need you to give me like a complete, like I'm a 90-year-old.
Is this a thing where you're just like, I'm not going to learn it? Or is this
no, I want to learn it, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how you're explaining it to me. And I'm thinking, I don't know what he's talking about, where you're like on this screen, you can have multiple different shows going at one time. And I'm just like, that is,
oh God,
that's bonkers.
You're turning into your mother.
Oh my God, to the max, which I was with my mom today. I had a whole lot of technical things that I had to fix for her.
You had to fix them?
I know. If it gets down to me having to fix her, that's like the blind leading the blind.
What did you have to fix for your mother?
Just well, first of all, she's obsessed with Marketplace.
Facebook?
Yeah. So she needed some stuff done with her iPad, but also there was some paperwork that she needed to fill out. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I said, all right.
Hard papers or electronic, like PDFs?
Either one, either or.
Okay.
So here's how it started. I get there and I'm like, let's fill this paperwork out and get this sent off. She's like, I don't know how to do it. Where's the link? And so I go find the link and I send it. I airdrop it to her iPad and I'm like, okay.
You airdrop something to her?
Well, but I was there to say, here, it's going to pop up. Don't be afraid.
Sure. Because you with shared albums is like going to space sometimes. You're like, I didn't get it. I don't know what's going on.
I don't get it. Yeah. And so anyway, so I go there and she's unsure. I airdrop it. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's do it the old fashioned way. Let's print it off. That's easy. And then we put it in an envelope and send it away and you're good. She couldn't get the printer to work. So we tried and tried and tried and tried. And I said, you know what? Let's try it the electronic 2025 way, like out with the old and with the new.
Okay.
Couldn't get that to work either. And
you couldn't, or she couldn't?
Neither one of us could. And so I said, well, forget it. I'm going home.
Did you call your sister?
I did call my sister Katie, and who's like the brains of the operation. But I called her and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm working on taxes. And that's when I know to gently bow out and be like, have a good day. It was not a good time to be like, listen, I'm going to need you to drop what you're doing and come fix this for us. But you know what's weird? I don't know how to do basic technology stuff like YouTube, but I can edit things and I can edit video. I can edit audio. I can do
like
commercials.
It's like with anything. If you want to learn it, you will. The random technology, day-to-day technology, you're like, I don't know, and you throw your hands up in the air.
Yeah.
You, piece by piece, created a studio and basically became a self-taught producer.
I did. I know. And if you listen to old shows, you can see but you know what? I've told Ryan this before. Kind of want to get rid of all the old shows once we hit 100,000 downloads, which is almost here. And once that happens, just get rid of the old, and this is what it is. And I love what it has turned into. And this is what it is. Because I feel like if people get episode 1, it's completely different. It's a podcast with Sean and I. And then it goes down the line where I was doing different segments and different days. And I really am debating, do I just get rid of all of that so it's not confusing? But I also love the idea of going back and listening and saying, wow, that sounded so bad. And I taught myself how to make that better.
You did. Which is, again, a testament. You wanted to learn something and you did. It's when you don't care to learn something
that I won't.
You just won't do it.
Like our TV in the living room. I don't know how to turn that.
But that's getting better for you because we're going full app based. So it'll be fun.
So if I would have learned, it would have been for naught.
Yeah, you're right.
See, I knew it. Anyway, so that's going on in our lives right now. Isn't that exciting?
So you're talking about Ozzy, who was 77 when he
No, I think he was older than that.
So he was in the 70s, 79.
Look it up, producer.
Whatever. You can look it up. I'm just on my phone. You have like 4 screens going on over there. But while you're looking up how old Ozzy was, I don't want to tell you this. Did you hear about who's asking for prayers right now?
Thoughts and prayers. He was 76 years old.
76. So he was younger than I said. 76.
Yeah. Who's asking for thoughts and prayers?
Dolly Parton's sister.
No. Is it her or her sister she's praying for?
She's praying for her sister.
No.
Last night, I was up all night praying for my sister, Dolly. Many of you know she hasn't been feeling her best lately. I truly believe in the power of prayer, and I have been led to ask all of you, all of the world that loves her, to be prayer warriors and pray with me. She's strong, she's loved, and with all the prayers being lifted for her, I know in my heart she's going to be just fine.
Oh, shit.
Dolly's 79. And her husband died this last year.
Well, and they say that sometimes when the spouse dies, they're so sad. She was with her husband.
When you die,
if I die, you're going to be in the sack with some new
I'm going to
piece of ass.
Probably
mourn in someone's cha-chas. Yeah. I, on the other hand, would be devastated. We're very different like that. Okay. Anyway, no, she was with her husband from the time she was 16 up until he died not too long ago. So you could see how that would completely change the chemistry of your life if every day from the age of 16 to the 70s.
Probably literally change your chemistry.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like literally change your brain chemistry. And you're so used to having that stability there. And then when it's gone, that's absolutely horrible. So it wouldn't be I don't want to say it wouldn't be surprising, but you hear about that all the time. These couples that are together for decades and then one of them passes. I mean, it's kind of what happened to your grandparents.
Kind of, yeah.
Both my grandmas, they lived long lives after being married.
Because they were spiteful women.
They were like, we are not dying. We are going to continue living on without you. But I always think that that's really sad, but also romantic that they just couldn't live without each other. So I hope she's okay. And I feel the same way about Willie Nelson.
Willie's 92.
Willie is just at this point just made of dirt and butterfly wings and
butterfly wings. Moth wings, you mean? Where you just hit the moth and it explodes?
It turns into dust.
Yeah.
Poof, but he's still hanging on. Some might say it's because of the marijuana that he ingests.
Oh yeah, some might say.
Yeah, and then there's Ozzy. But Ozzy did some hard stuff, not marijuana. Willie, I think, just stuck to the marijuana. Look at him flourish.
I think that Ozzy just threw it all into a bowl.
And just snorted and opened his mouth.
See what happens.
So something else that I find so shocking And I like to think we got around it, but I still think we got boned. And that is, we were at the outlet mall over the weekend and there was a kiosk.
Is this worth talking about?
Yes, it is, because I'm going to tell you why. And Murphy is obsessed, as are all of her friends of her age, with these things called Labubu's.
It's like a Beanie Baby.
It's like the new generation Beanie Baby, where people are losing their minds. And so I'm thinking a kiosk, that's usually kind of cheaper stuff. I guess we can get her like a little keychain. And if you don't know what a Labubu is, I'll put it on the social media pages. Just search for Still Awkward with Sadie, and you'll be able to see exactly what it is. It's creepy, it's weird, and kids are like insane for it. I said, we'll go up and ask how much a keychain is. A keychain at a kiosk. It was $40. 40.
And I walked away.
You walked away. And so then I said, just for shits and giggles, how much is the big Labubu, which would be the size of what, like a troll doll? Listen to me with my vintage toys. Yeah. It's like the same as a troll doll. $80. Now, here's what's crazy. I said, we are not spending that. Oh, man, she begged and begged and begged, but there's zero justification for spending $80 on a toy made in China. And so we didn't do it. You know what I did? I jumped right onto Temu, a gal's best friend. And I found one. Now, here's where I still think that I kind of got boned.
Okay.
Because Temu is usually like, here's this item that's usually $80 for $4. It was still $24. Now, here's why I got it. I got it because we made a deal. You read an entire chapter book, like a good one. None of this comic book shit. You read a good chapter book and you can have a Labubu, but I still feel like a la dipshit for spending the money on something like that. But it makes me think of all the generational toys. For me, it was Trolls were a big deal. And this was before Justin Timberlake shat on Trolls and made it lame. Trolls back in the day. And isn't it great when you remember actually getting a toy? I remember one Christmas, I got a pack of like 5 troll dolls. They were so beautiful, their hair and the little diamonds on their stomach. It was just like the best Christmas ever.
So I've seen this in real time in 2 different ways. And everybody has like, oh, remember I was really into this. And they just, maybe it's a passing thought. You had a doll that one of your sisters literally burned in front of you.
I did. It was a Rainbow Bright, and she used a car lighter to melt
and
the
burned
face.
It in front of you to like torture you.
Oh, I know it.
And I've heard this story and I've been like, oh, okay, yeah, sounds good. Now your sister did right by you. It took 3 decades, but she did right by you. And she went and got one and brought it over to you and surprised you with this. And the look on your face,
I know, I could cry.
Only save and reserve for intensely tender moments. And you held on to that thing. I was like, look at that.
And Murphy's like, can I touch it? I'm like, no.
Well, same with me. So we go back to, and I'm not saying this just like, hey, this is what we were into. I'm saying this, if you're listening, you were into something.
Yeah.
And you may think about it and it's like, oh, okay. But then once you touch it and feel it again, you're immediately back. I saw it with you with the Rainbow Bright doll. And when we went back to Iowa, my mom's like, you got to get this stuff out of my garage. I don't want this anymore. And what part of it were like old baseball cards. And not gonna lie, I have went through them more times than I care to mention.
Rather than coming to bed, he sits on the couch and he looks up different cards and he's like, that's a good one. And he puts it in a pile.
And I would have told you, oh yeah, I was into cards and and then I got my cards and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this.
I remember that.
This is so great. And I am immediately back to 10 years old, immediately. And same thing with our daughter. She's like, can I have a card? I'm like, no, don't touch that pile. And it was like talking to my younger brother, or I'm like, don't touch my cards.
How unfair to her that she's surrounded by these amazing toys, the Rainbow Bright doll and the baseball cards. And we're like, if you touch them, we're going to know. You're going to smudge them.
Oh, yeah. And just like I did when I was 10, I have a special pile that I've put away that no one can touch. Like my siblings always touched them. So Murphy can't touch them. And it's just amazing. I bet you, as you're listening, you were like, oh, I was into He-Man or this or that.
And you could have been in many things like strawberry shortcake, and I even look at like Sophie. She's at the age where she was into like Blue's Clues at one time. You know what I mean?
But I bet you if you turn that on, or if it's something tactile, like a toy or cards or something.
Yeah.
And if you went and got it, isn't it weird? You're just immediately back in that spot.
So yeah, you know what else came out? Speaking of toys and reminiscing.
Yeah.
I just got in the mail an actual toy catalog. It's Amazon now. But do you remember Toys R Us used to come out with the mother of all holiday? I mean, this was like it was like War and Peace or the Bible.
Yeah.
And you would just as a kid sit and just flip through. I would flip through that catalog so much that it would become tattered.
Mm-hmm.
And now
because that catalog wasn't nice glossy pages.
No.
It was like scholastic book paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just really, really the thinnest possible paper, almost so that you could like wipe it and the ink would come off.
Now this, I'm looking at it right now because I have it in the studio. This is nice. This Amazon book is
Bezos has got some money to put some
nice.
Catalogs out.
Also, it's got different games and stickers. Like the kids these days, they get some sweet shit. You know, but then I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, what are kids into these days? Oh, Beats Buds. Like the
headphones.
My God. Yeah. Starbucks gift cards. What? We never had any of these things as a kid. But yeah, so that's out. Makes me think of all the toys. And some of them are actually making a comeback.
Have you started doing any Christmas shopping yet?
I have started making a list of what I need to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you?
It's not December 15th.
Well, here's why we're probably not going to be spending a lot of money for a little while. A, because we ordered that stupid ass Labubu doll. But B, we also got a giant skeleton.
I guess we did.
We sure did. I'm very excited about that. You know, Murphy is like obsessed at this age with anyone that decorates their house for any reason. So whether it's Christmas or Halloween, or she's just blown away by it. So I said, listen, I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it will be something that she'll remember forever. And it's something that we can set out every year. And it's just kind of like automatic. It's just an automatic decoration that we don't have to worry about anymore. But I thought, because a few years ago, we bought that giant Jack Skellington and the wind blew it over and broke his damn arm off. And it hobbled there. And I thought, should I leave it up? What if the arm falls on a kid?
We're definitely going to be looked at as, look at that damn house.
Yet again.
Buying a stupid ass 14-foot tall skeleton.
I know. I love it. I'm so excited. You know what else they make? I'm not going to push you this year, but they make animals like a dog where it looks like it's walking a skeleton. Ryan just died on the inside. It's so odd. I actually just saw that happen. That spark just go out of your eye. You could do all different kinds of things. I said, listen, this is the perfect decoration, this giant skeleton, because you could dress it up for Christmas.
Here's the deal. Here's why I'm winning over just a little bit.
You're winning. What does that mean?
I'm being won over rather a little bit. Is because previously you would decorate for holidays and buy all new decorations for that year.
It was a theme.
Yeah. And that's not the way to do it. So if you'd like to build on your decorations.
Right? Yeah. So okay. So this year we get the base. We get the giant skeleton. That's the base.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe we get a pet.
But next year, the giant skeleton is out there, and then maybe something else can be added to it.
Are you serious?
But that's what I'm saying. Rather than getting new stuff all the time, just build on the stuff.
I think I've fallen in love with you again.
I fucking hope so.
All over again. Oh, I said, let's do one of those cute things where it looks like the skeleton's putting lights on the house. I think that's probably what I'm going to go for.
Oh,
and I'm very excited. So that's going on. And then let's finish it off. That's a depressing story. Should I read this depressing story to you?
No, I think you should always end on something a little uplifting. Not that it has to be themed uplifting, but it can be a little uplifting.
Oh, shit. I just saw on TMZ, Dolly Parton's sister asked fans for prayers.
Told you.
Dang it, Ryan. I was hoping maybe on some level it was a twisted lie. Oh, this upsets me so bad, but I think that's probably what happened. You know, her Carl Dean, that was her husband's name. He died. And I think then it just became, she just was so sad. How do you get over something like that?
Well, she had residency at Vegas that she canceled too.
I have to say, I saw her at Red Rocks, which is an amazing place to see her. I wish I could have met her. Maybe there's still a chance, but I don't know. It's not looking good for her. And why would she want to ever meet me, Ryan?
I don't know. On that level too, I mean, not to keep going down the sick road, but like your boy is receiving treatment right now for chemo.
I know Raul Malo, the
And
lead singer of
people
the
know
Mavericks.
Dolly Parton. I'm not sure anybody knows Raul Malo, but he is a lead singer of a niche country.
Oh my God.
Cuban
You know
band.
what? I am going to play a clip of one of their best known songs.
Okay.
So people can kind of maybe be like, oh. Okay, so that's the Mavericks. Lead singer again is Raul Malo, and yeah, he's fighting.
He's receiving treatment.
We just went and saw him a couple months ago, and he's been sick with cancer for a really long time, and I think it's just really catching up with him. He was on tour with Dwight Yoakam, and he had to cut the tour.
I didn't know he was sick when we saw him.
Oh, you didn't?
And he was playing guitar, and he kind of stopped, and he did a really good job of not just playing the songs. Like he talked a little bit between the songs, which I like, and he started saying, "Thanks for coming out tonight. You know, I'm really glad you're here. I'm really glad I'm here. Hell, I guess I'm just really glad to be anywhere at this point." And
Ryan's like, play this song.
Yeah, I'm like, Freebird. And I was like, and then afterwards, you're like, oh yeah, he has cancer right now. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be okay. Oh my God. And then another sick thing. You said we need to end it in positive, but another thing is I said, Ryan, you guys are going on Saturday to see you for the football game. And then I saw this clip where Deion Sanders
he's dealing with
he's got some bladder cancer. And so they had to put like a little makeshift bathroom area on the sideline for him, which is horrific. And to me, what's more horrific is there's branding on his little makeshift bathroom and it says depends. Like
that can't be by accident, right?
No, I think he probably, I mean, here's the deal. The sad fact of it is if you get bladder cancer, you might need Depends. And so maybe in a way he's bringing awareness and making a little bit of money,
Yeah.
Part of me is like, God, if they would have left it plain, maybe people wouldn't have known what he was going to have to do regularly. Also, it's good that you don't pay for a ticket for me to go because I feel like that's all I'd stare at. I'd be like, how many times is he going to have to go?
Is he going to beat me and how many times he has to go to the bathroom? Spoiler alert, he's not.
He's not. I will still use the restroom more times. You know what? Here's how I'm going to end it on a high note by talking about Bailey's Irish Cream. Doesn't that sound good? There's a tasting and it is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, there is a tasting of Bailey's Irish Cream. It's going on from 3 to 6 at Wilbur's Total. I've said tomorrow like 32 times at Wilbur's Total Beverage right off of College Avenue in Fort Collins. I am so excited for this because this is the perfect time of year. Now, if you've never had Bailey's Irish Cream, it's creamy. It has notes of vanilla and cocoa and caramel. I mean, nothing is better than this. And it's triple distilled Irish whiskey. That's what it's all balanced with. So they're having pairings. You can, first of all, the best way I think to have Bailey's Irish Cream is to just pour it over ice. That's the classic way. You can mix it into your iced coffee or hot chocolate. When you go into Wilbur's Total Beverage, you get to do fun things like this Bailey's Irish Cream tasting happening tomorrow. You can do your shopping while you're at Wilbur's Total Beverage. You can do a little bit of tasting, and then you could take home maybe your new favorite. And again, it is that time of year. It's getting a little bit chilly out. You know what I like to do? I like to fill my crock pot with maybe some hot cocoa. That's right. Fill it with cocoa. And then you mix in some of this Bailey's Irish Cream. And it makes every cold morning, even if it's a Wednesday, folks. I don't judge anybody. All you got to do is go see my friends at Wilbur's Total Beverage, family owned and operated, locally owned and operated. And I think I'm going to be making my way over to the Bailey's Irish Cream tasting. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we will be back tomorrow